What's good, YouTube? We are back with another video, and as the title of the video suggests, we have officially received our first ever payout from a prop firm. We hit funded next. We were on a 50K account. We hit them for 4 bands. Right? It was a 21-day waiting cycle after we passed phase 2, and then the payout cycle ended on Monday, right? Today's Sunday, so it happened on Monday, right? That was the last day of the payout cycle, and then on Friday I got my payout. Now, if you haven't ever received a payout from a prop firm, definitely continue to watch the video, because there are some things that I had to put in place that I wasn't prepared for with withdrawing the money, that delayed the process. Now on my next payout, right? The first payout cycle was 21 days. Every other payout cycle from now is 14 days. But my next payout, instead of having to wait from Monday to Friday to get my payout, let's just say the payout's on a Monday, I'll probably have the money in my bank account by Tuesday, right? So stick with me if you haven't received a payout and you're in the process of your funded journey and things like that, right? You're gonna want to know this information. With that being said, although right now the emotions aren't what they were originally when I, first, was able, when the payout cycle ended and I saw the money go from, my funded account into the payout profile. Because in Funded Next, you have your account where you're able to see your statistics and things like that. And then you have the payout tab, and you're able to see the money go from your account, boom, right into eligible for payout. This is the amount you can pull out, right? So, with all that being said, I just want to kind of take the light away from me and shine it on you, right? You can do this shit, right? If you are on your funded journey, if you are on your trading journey, it's more than possible. The money is there for the taking, but you got to tighten up. I had to tighten up. I really had to tighten up in order to even be in the position that I am right now. And quite frankly, I'm just getting started, right? $4,000 is cool, but we got a long way to go, right? I've been trading, dude. If you've been doing this for a long time and you're like, damn, I don't know if this is for me, I don't know if it's ever going to work out. I've had all of those thoughts, right? But I stuck with it. I stuck with it to the point where I burned my hand enough in the market so much that I had to buckle up and be like, look, bro, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to be able to stop putting money in the markets, taking money from my family and putting it in the markets and then losing it, and then having to deal with the consequences back in life with my family and our bills and things like that, I gotta tighten up, right? So in this video, I'm definitely gonna give you the sauce on how you need to tighten up to get to your first payout and have a system that will consistently produce payouts that will eventually be able to fund you a live account that you'll be able to consistently withdraw money from a live account and build a live account. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to have to rely on prop firms for the rest of our lives, right? We want our own capital that we can trade how we want to trade it. We want our own capital that we can withdraw whenever we want to withdraw. But when you're starting out and you want to build, right? Once you have a system that you know works, and all you need to do is plug in the capital, and that's where prop firms come in, right? So let's just get right into it. Let's start here. Pick a strategy. I'm sure you have a strategy at this point. Whatever it is, pick a strategy. If you haven't picked your strategy, if you're looking for a strategy, look for a strategy that you're only taking 3R trades at the very least. Don't give yourself a cap on how big of the trade you can take, right? Definitely set parameters around where your take profits are going to be trade by trade. But at the very least, for me, I only take 1 to 3 trades. That's the bare minimum. I don't take anything less than a 1 to 3 trade. Is anything wrong with taking 1 to 1s, 1 to 2s? No, but I know just based on numbers, and numbers don't lie, if my bare minimum trade is a 1 to 3, that means that my win percentage is able to go much lower than somebody who takes 1 to 2s or 1 to 1s, right? I know that for a fact that my strategy would have to go down to a 25% win rate for me to be considered just a break-even trader, right? Right now, my strategy is hitting for a 45% win rate. 45% win rate is what I'm hitting for. Don't let the gurus manipulate you and persuade you to think that you need their 70, 80, 90% win rate strategy. Most likely, their strategy is it's not hitting at that type of rate, because at the same time you have to understand how many trades are you calculating that percentage off of, right? If you're calculating your percentage off of 20 trades, your last 20 trades, oh, my last 20 trades I got a 70% win rate, cool, that is good, but it's not a full data set, right? If you're calculating off 10 trades, like, it's nothing, bro. My last 10 trades I hit for a 90% win rate. It means nothing, right? Right now, I'm hitting at a 45% win rate off of 77 trades tracked in a spreadsheet. And that leads me into number 2. Once you have your strategy, you need to track the data on your strategy. Create a spreadsheet, right? Eventually, I'll probably just, upload my spreadsheet under my videos so that you can just download them and you have it and you can just plug and play. But for right now, build a spreadsheet, right? If you need to, ask ChatGPT to build you out a spreadsheet in Excel and how to code it so that you can just plug in your trades, right? In there, you need to know, basically, put the date, right? Put the pair that you're trading. I only trade gold. Pick one pair, bro. You don't need 15 of them. You don't need 10. You don't need 5. Pick one pair. I trade gold. I only trade gold. That's it. Come on. We hit them for 4 bands, right? We hit them for an 80% profit split on $5,000. We received $4,000 into our bank account with one pair, just trading gold, XAU USD, right? Boom. Put your date in there. Put the pair you're trading, right? Put, what's it called? Put, I'm trying to think of my spreadsheet, like row by row, but just put in there whether you won or you lost, right? After you put whether you won or you lost in that column, put what, if you won, how much R, right? What was your R multiple, right? If you don't know what R multiple is, look it up, bro. Put your R multiple in there. If I won, was it 4R? Was it 5R? Was it 3R? Whatever the case may be. If you lost, put your R multiple. It's always going to be 1R, right? Put 1R in. So wins, losses, right? Put 1R for losses. Put however much you won for the wins, right? Put the day of the week. Put the time that you got into the trade. And then also, like, put a little note section there of, the confluences that you use to get into that trade. Right? If it's your strategy, eventually those confluences, if you have a strict strategy, eventually those confluences will be the same over and over. In Excel, you'll just be able to click the tab and you'll just be able to click, that's the confluence I used to get into this trade, right? Just create a spreadsheet. Put it in there, right? When in the bottom of this video, I'll actually put row by row exactly, what's in my spreadsheet and things like that, so you can just copy it. But with that being said, track every trade. Track your trades. Your data means nothing until you really reach 100 trades. My data still isn't 100% there. I'm at 77 trades tracked, right? But we know I still have a large data set and my numbers are evening out, right? I know my win rate is about 45%. I know my average winner is about almost, my average winner is about 3.9 times bigger than my average loser, right? So when I win almost 4 times more than what I lose, right? I know my max consecutive losses that my trade takes is 5. So I've taken 5 trades in a row, back to back to back, and I've done that 3 times within this 77 trade track list, right? I've taken 5 trades in a row. So next time when I'm down and it's my 5th trade and it's a loss, I'm not going to be looking for a new strategy. I know that my numbers still work. I know that my data still works, right? These are the keys. So pick your strategy, collect data on your strategy. Number 3, what's it called? Create parameters around your trading, right? If you only trade New York session, You need to put a time block on any other time of the day that you're not supposed to be trading. I self-sabotaged for years and years and years because I would do things outside of my trading strategy. I would do things outside of my trading time, right? You know you do it. You know you do it, right? You know who you are. Set up. You can go in your apps. You can go in the settings in the iPhone, whatever. If you got an Android, I don't know, but look it up. You can create password locks around certain apps at certain times. Find somebody that you trust and have them create a password for your phone to not allow you to be on your trading apps at certain times. I'm telling you, this piece right here was the piece that changed me. That is the piece that changed everything for me. And within a month and a half, I went from blowing my last 50K account to where I am right now, receiving a $4,000 payout. If you don't believe me, try it. Try it, because that's usually the thing that's holding us back is not our strategy. It's because we don't have the discipline to stick to our strategy. You know what I'm saying? This is about you, right? I know what I'm doing now. I even the passcode lock, it doesn't even mean anything to me now. And I never thought I would get to this point, because now I know that my strategy works. Now I know what happens when I follow my strategy. So like, I don't even have any intention. When my time is up to trade for the day, I'm done. I don't even think about it. Before, I would have to use willpower to make myself, okay, I'm going to follow my strategy. I'm not going to look at the charts, this, that, and the third. Bro, I don't give a fuck anymore. I never thought I would get here. But it's the same thing. They say 21 days to create a habit. Yes and no, because if it's 21 days and you don't see any results, I don't think it's going to stick. 21 days and you're seeing results, 21 days in 4 bands ends up in your bank account that would have never been there off of you just being locked out of your trading app for the time that you're not supposed to be trading. I'm telling you, pick your strategy, collect data on your strategy, set up guardrails around your strategy so that you don't self-sabotage. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. I'm telling you, do those things and see how much your trading changes. I really don't have too much to say in this video. All I can say is that you can do this. You really can do this. This could be something that can change the trajectory of your family's life if you just lock in. That's all you got to do. Lock in. When your payout comes, listen. So this is what I told you. When it comes to your payout, if you live in the United States, right? A lot of prop firms won't tell you until you get there, unless you go look into the frequently asked questions and you read through it and you find the information that you need. But for me personally, because I live in the United States and Funded Next is, I guess, is not in the United States. Their headquarters is not. They have a tab for bank transfer. So I always looked at the payout thing and I was like, oh, they can do bank transfer. I asked them the day before, you can do bank transfers to a US bank. They're like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, oh shit. Okay. No worries. You got USDC. I can use Cash App, right? You can send the USDC to me via Cash App. But then I read the fine print. Cash App USDC, the limit is $1,999 is the limit. And I'm like, oh damn, my payout's $4,000. Can you guys like split my payout into like 3? Because even in 2, you wouldn't have covered the full payout. So can you split it up so I can receive it in 3 different increments? They're like, no, we can't do that. The only thing you can do is set up a Rise account. We can send the full amount to Rise and Rise will send it to you. I'm like, all right, bet, let me set up Rise. Me thinking, hey, let me set up Rise. I was going to get entered. I would enter my information. Boom, I'd have my Rise account like that. Because we live in the microwave, you know, I don't even know. We live in the microwave era where things are just quick. No, Rise takes 24 to 48 hours to verify your account. I'm like, oh, shit. So now I had to wait. It took almost 2 days for me to get my Rise account verified, for me to finish everything and connect it to the Funded Next account. I'm like, cool. connected to Funded Next. Let me put my bank information in there into Rise so that it can, when the money comes, boom, I could just transfer it over into my bank account. Boom. I set that up, right? Then when I set it up, I get a notification from Rise saying, hey, it's going to take 3 to 5 business days for you to get verify your bank account. So they had to send 1 cent to the bank account or the account that I set up, and then, verify that the funds went through and things like that. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So now we're looking at another 2 days, and luckily I was texting the chat and things like that. And they're kind of slow with that too. I'm texting them like, hey, can you guys expedite this? Like, what the heck? Like, why does it take this long to verify my bank account? I already received the 1 cent you guys sent to that account. Is that not verified? And they're like, oh no, like, give us some time. Boom. So I got the payout. I was available for payout on Monday. I didn't get to request the payout until like Wednesday. And then from Wednesday, Rise is quick because they pay you in 24 hours. So the money was there within, like, let's just say 12 hours into my Rise account. And I'm like, cool, but I couldn't take the money out of my Rise account until Friday because I was waiting for them to verify my account, my bank account. But once they verified it and I clicked withdraw from Rise, the money was in my account within another 5 hours, right? So I say all this to say that if you are on your journey to getting funded, if you are funded now and you're in your payout cycle and you still got a week, left or something, you still got 2 weeks left, and you're in the United States, go look up whatever your prop firm's regulations are around payouts. If you have to create a Rise account, create it now. Link your bank account now so that when time payout comes, that you're prepared, right? Funded Next, if you're with Funded Next, they pay you out in 24 hours, right? Or their guarantee is they'll give you an additional $1,000 if it's not in 24 hours. So from Funded Next to Rise to my bank account, instead of it taking a week, now it will only take 24 hours because Rise does it like within 5 hours. So if Funded Next is in 24 hours and then Rise pops in just a couple hours, then I'll have my payouts within the same day that I request it. It will be in my bank account. So definitely look into that, and just tighten up. Look into that and tighten up, bro, because it's only up from here. It's only up from here. When your money hits, make sure you're putting some money aside for taxes. Make sure that make sure you're putting some money away to enjoy it a little bit. Enjoy your payout, put a little bit to the side, enjoy it. But at the same time, if you don't have a live account, start funding a live account so that eventually, if anything ever goes wrong with the prop firm you're using, if anything ever gets shut down, you know what I'm saying, you have a live account to fall back on, right? If your prop firm ever decides to be weird and stop paying you, you have a live account to fall back on, right? Once your live account is big enough, you'll be able to decide, hey, you know what? Do I want to even keep trading prop, or do I want to go over here and build my live account so I can withdraw whenever I want to, so I can build capital the way that I want to? You know what I'm saying? Like, start thinking longevity, right? Don't just think, hey, the next payout. Think, what am I going to do with this payout so that I can continue to grow as a trader? You know what I'm saying? And that's really all I got. So, again, lock in, you know what I'm saying? Because it's really the things that you can do when you lock in, for real. You really got this.